Hello and welcome to ASMR Treasury's tingletastic travel agency. Are you ready to book your next holiday? Good. Well, I'm delighted to see you today. I've been really excited to get started on this little project with you. So what I'm going to do first is just ask you some questions about your previous holiday experience and what it is you're looking for from this holiday. Is that alright? Good, okay. So let's begin then today with understanding what it is that you want from your holiday. So if you could tell me please, where is it that you've been in the world before? Okay. Yeah. Lovely. Oh, very nice, okay. And were they all holidays or were any of those work related? All holidays, good, okay. Lovely. Now they all are quite warm, quite mild weather in those countries. Is that something that's quite important to you, or are you happy for a colder holiday? Prefer, yeah? Okay. And are you looking to go somewhere that you've been before, or would you really like to try somewhere new? Somewhere new, well that's exciting. Okay. So all of those destinations you've just given me then, we won't look at those today. We will look for somewhere you haven't been before. Good. Okay, so tell me a little bit about the type of holiday that you prefer. So are you into relaxation? Do you like quite adventurous holidays with lots of activities? Do you like to go sightseeing? Okay, so a mix of the option to relax and unwind, but also with some sightseeing and activity options in there. And how long do you normally go on holiday for? Is it a few days, a week? A week to 10 days, okay. And do you tend to prefer to stay in a hotel, or do you consider self-catering accommodation? Have you done both? Done both before, okay. Mainly hotels. And when you're staying in hotels, are you going for that kind of luxe, all-inclusive? Are you going sort of mid-range? Okay. And in terms of travel, how are you with travelling? Are you happy with a long haul flight? Do you want to keep it kind of shorter in duration? How do you feel about boats? Those kinds of things. Coach journeys even? Okay, so fine with travel. Not so keen on coaches. I agree, okay. And how about boats? Okay, that's fine. There are some lovely island destinations that require a flight from would you drive abroad? Have you ever? Quite comfortable. Okay, lovely. And in terms of languages, do you speak any other languages? No, okay. So it's not important to you if you are somewhere where there's little English spoken, or is that important? As long as you can get by, okay. Now, have you ever done a kind of a backpacker, hostel style holiday, travelling within a holiday? When you were younger, okay. Not so much your thing now. Okay. Would you rather stay in one place for the duration of the holiday than have to move between different accommodation? Yeah, okay. Okay, lovely. I think I've got enough to be starting with there. So tell me a little bit about this holiday in particular. Firstly, when are you looking to go? Okay, so very soon, so a bit of a last minute decision. And do you have fixed dates, or is there a little bit of flexibility in there? Okay, so possibly a couple of days either side. And is this holiday for a special occasion, or did you just fancy getting away? Just time for a break. Absolutely. And who's going to be going on the holiday? Is it just yourself? Are you taking friends, relatives, children, partners? A holiday for two then. Perhaps something a little romantic. Now, does your partner have similar taste in holidays to you? Okay, so they can be a little bit restless. Okay, so we want something to keep them occupied while you're chilling out by the pool. Okay, and how about in terms of your budget? What sort of amount were you looking to spend? Okay, is that the absolute maximum, or is there any flexibility there? Some, okay. Right then. And just to make sure, how long were you looking to be away for this time? You've said previously that you're normally away for 7 to 10 days. So is this going to be a similar duration, are you hoping? Okay. So you wouldn't be interested in a short city break? Okay. Tell me then a little bit about this holiday in particular. What were you envisaging? What are your priorities in terms of this holiday and the things that really matter to you? Okay, so something quite picturesque. So nice scenery. Okay, and are you thinking water, mountains, lakes, ocean, beaches? Any of those? Okay. And what are the things that are really important to you? So, for example, do you want to be able to eat out readily? So, do you want to be in quite a cosmopolitan area? Or would you rather have somewhere quiet away from touristy areas? Okay, so something quiet, but with options reading out. You don't mind doing a little bit of cooking? Okay. And do you have any non-negotiables? So anything that if we can't find it, it's not the right holiday for you? Access to a pool? That should be absolutely fine within your budget. It shouldn't be a problem. Anything else? Okay, so you're thinking away from clubs and bars and nightlife. More of a morning person. Okay. Lovely. Alright. Let me have a look over these answers then. So we're not going to these. Okay, I have a couple of ideas. We're going to try and go for something a little different to what you've experienced before. Can I check, where are you travelling from? London, okay. So any airports within the vicinity? Okay, lovely. Well, we have plenty of options there for sure. So let's have a quick look now and think. I have a lovely world map here. It's always really helpful for me because it gives me lots of inspiration, and it just really helps for us to visualise what sort of areas might be suited to what you're looking for. So at this time of year we're quite lucky because it's going to be really, really good weather in a lot of places, and a lot of places that aren't too far from London. So I think we can keep your travel time down if you are looking for a sunny holiday. Anywhere, for example, throughout Europe is really going to have quite good weather. We've also got places such as the Canary Islands here. They are guaranteed very good weather year round, but particularly at this time of the year they are going to be very, very warm. I am aware, of course, though, that you said you have already been to Spain, so perhaps we should look for something a little different for you this time. Okay, so my first thought perhaps was Greece here. We have, for example, Crete. It's a really beautiful island. And we also have Cyprus as well. The weather's going to be absolutely beautiful there. They can be quite touristy in areas, but they can also, and they do also have some really lovely towns and villages which are a little quieter. Picturesque will give you a sense of authentic local culture as well. So they could be a really good option for you if that's something that appeals to you. We also have Sardinia and Corsica. So Sardinia is Italian and Corsica is French. But they are, although they are next to one another, they are quite different in terms of their as well that Madeira could be a really good option for you. It's calling to me actually in terms of what you have described, because I think it's a little bit different to where you've been before. It's got very, very unique characteristics, and I think in terms of having a quiet break, you'll be able to find somewhere that's very, very peaceful, very beautiful, but also with options for lovely restaurants and things like that. That is a Portuguese island, so how do those options sound? Flights, of course. So from London to Madeira, you are looking at roughly 4 hours. If you were to fly to the Canary Islands, it would only take you a few minutes longer, depending on the route, of course, the plane takes. And you are actually about the same again if you were to go to Cyprus. So we are looking at about a maximum of 4 hours flight. Of course, and if you did choose more mainland Europe, we could cut that down easily by a couple of hours. Absolutely. Okay. Well, I think what we should do firstly then is decide whether we are going to look at your available dates and see what's available on those dates in terms of location, or whether you would like to pick a location and then we work out the dates from there and see what the budget is. Go for the dates for the flights. Okay, of course, I'll just grab my tablet. I am going to pop your dates for travel into the tablet here just to see what flights come up. So you said the 23rd to the 2nd roughly. Okay. And I will just pop in all of the London airports and surrounding. And what I'm going to do firstly is just run a search to see what locations are available and what the budget will be. So let's have a look here. So it's just for 2 adults. And we want direct flights. We don't want any stopovers, and we don't want to be doing any changes. Here we go. Okay, let's have a look and see what comes up. So okay, good. So if we go for those exact dates and ignore flights domestically within the UK, then your cheapest option for location is going to be France. You can get flights from 32 per person if you were to go to France. The south of France at this time of year, the French Riviera, is going to be absolutely stunning, but I know that we will struggle to find something with a pool in your budget if you're going for something quite luxe. We can look, of course, somewhere else. Okay, so the next possible destination would be Spain, and Spain is from £50 per person, and I will just have a look. So if you were going to Spain, the cheapest destination to fly to at that time would be Barcelona. So Barcelona is here. So it's on the south coast of Spain. It's an absolutely beautiful city which has also got a really lovely beach if you are into sightseeing and things like that. There are some really gorgeous touristy spots, but I am conscious that you said you wanted to keep away from touristy areas. It's somewhere I think that you could certainly go spend a day there, have a really nice day, but perhaps be based slightly further out. So something to consider if you wanted to. We also have the option in terms of Spain of the Canary Islands. So again, these are just off of the west coast of Africa here. And you can get flights to Tenerife on your dates for £120 per person. So they are a little more expensive, but accommodation tends to be a little cheaper, so you can save there. Although you've been to Spain, the Canaries are a different vibe again. They're very much separate in terms of the kind of feel. They have their own culture and things, so I don't think we should rule them out entirely, because we could definitely find you somewhere with a pool, and we could definitely find you somewhere that's got really lovely weather and nice views, I think. Yes, there are areas where there is more like nightlife and it is busier and more touristy. If you travel slightly further up the west coast of the island, though, there are some beautiful, beautiful areas, and also the north of the island is actually slightly more rugged and has some beautiful views, beautiful hikes if you like walking, so that could be an option too. Yes. Okay, so let's have a look then at the next option. So we have other destinations, so we have Germany, we have Switzerland there, we also have mainland Portugal coming up. So Portugal's coming up at £70 per person, but I'm just going to have a look specifically for Madeira. Okay, so we can get you to Madeira on your dates for £90 per person, and I actually think that's a really, really good price, because accommodation there tends to be less expensive than in other areas of Europe. Okay, so I can tell that you are quite keen on the sound of Madeira, so shall I tell you a little bit more about it? Okay, so tourism is only one element of the economy over there. This is very much an island where you will find some tourists, but also people working and living on the island and not relying on tourism entirely for their income. So definitely opportunities to see and experience local culture. It's also incredibly scenic, and this is due to its natural topography. So it's a very kind of mountainous island, very, very rugged coastline. The roads are very steep, some of them quite difficult to walk up and down, but there's a very good infrastructure in terms of roads. So it's somewhere that if you want to really explore what the island has to offer, we do recommend that you hire a car to get around it. Although of course there are local taxis that you could take if you would prefer not to drive. It's certainly not for the faint of heart in terms of driving, but absolutely worth it in terms of what you can experience. So I will just show you a few pictures in terms of how the island looks. I personally really think it looks like an absolute paradise, and if you are into scenery like I am, then I'm sure you will enjoy it. Okay, so this is typical of the coast of the island. You can see that it's very, very rugged, very green. Then we have a town here, village. Very mountainous on either side, so you can imagine the roads are quite steep. We have typical Madeiran properties there, and coastal areas. So you will probably notice that the coast is not necessarily especially sandy. There are no golden sand beaches, no natural golden sand beaches in Madeira. There is, however, a man-made one in the south of Madeira, so if that is important to you, we could locate you close to that. However, there are, of course, natural pebble or stone beaches as well, and I think the island more than makes up for the lack of golden sand with the incredible views that you can get from some of its properties, and the mountains, of course, the walks that you can go on. You will experience some absolutely beautiful sunrises and sunsets in this location, and really what could be more romantic than that? So yes, it is actually the home of Cristiano Ronaldo. This is where he grew up. So he grew up in Funchal, which is the main town in Madeira. That's on the south coast of Madeira and is where the airport is located. And it's a very cosmopolitan city with lots to do. Definitely worth at least a day of your trip just to explore that city. Okay. Yes, so it is quite a small island. You're not really going to need to travel more than about an hour from the airport to get to your destination. There are hotels here, but if you would like me to look at booking something in Madeira for you, I'm going to suggest that we look at some villas. I think so. There will be, of course, supermarkets around, so you can go out for food, you can stay in and cook, but what I'm really excited about is the fact that I know we are going to be able to find some properties with absolutely spectacular pools and views for you. How does that sound? Good, okay. Let's have a look then at some properties on your dates. So I'm just popping your dates in now. Of course I can, yes. So the flight time leaving from London Heathrow would be 11:15 AM. You would arrive 4 hours later, and then on the way back it is a little later. It would be at 5:30 PM. So you would get back a little later in the day, but I think those are really reasonable times for flights. Sometimes you'll find that cheaper flights actually have quite awkward times, and that's why they are lower in price. So I think those are good times if you're happy with those. Of course, it still gives you the final morning when you're there. A slow breakfast, a bit of brunch, exactly. Good, okay. Right, so we are going for, let's look at Funchal within, and budget in there minus the flights. And I'm going to filter to say pool is necessary. Now, how do you feel about shared pools? You are expecting to share. Okay, so some villas are a part of a complex where you share with other guests, but sometimes there will be some that is just for you. So let's have a look and see what comes up here. Okay, lovely. So here's the first one. This looks absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to load up these pictures for you. So right away, the first photo you can see here is of the pool belonging to this property. And this is an exclusive pool to this property, so only guests of this villa, i.e. yourselves, will have access to it. It's almost an infinity pool, and you can see that it has uninterrupted views of the ocean. You've got a lovely swing seat there to enjoy the sun from. Some gorgeous tropical foliage as well. And I would argue it's quite a good sized pool. I have checked in the description and the property owners will heat it for you for a small extra fee per day. So definitely one to consider there. Let's have a look then at the inside of the property. So it's nice and light and modern. We have a beautiful open plan living area there. Very nicely decorated, I think. We then have a view of the other end, so you have these gorgeous double doors opening out onto the pool area there with that incredible sea view. Nice TV for evening entertainment if you feel the need. Beautiful decor throughout the property, I think. Looks quite luxurious, doesn't it? You can just see as well some of that Madeiran landscape just in the corner there. And I think this is where the topography of the island really makes for those incredible views. What are you thinking of this one? It's quite stunning, isn't it? So the pool is quite a good size, as I say, for just the two of you. You certainly won't be doing any Olympic lengths in there, but more than adequate for a little swim and really just enjoying the view with maybe a nice glass of wine in the evening. Outdoors we have some furniture for you to enjoy the sun. It's a really lovely area in terms of exposure to the sun as well. So you can work on your tan if that's what you wish to do. The bedroom also is very beautifully decorated and has gorgeous views over the ocean and over Madeira. And the bathrooms and other rooms in the property are all equally as nice. I think this is a really lovely, well-kept, luxurious and fresh option for you. What do you think of this one? Definitely one that you would consider. Good, okay. Let's see what else we have then. Okay, I think you might also like this one. begin in the interior of this second property. So again, we have an open plan living and dining room, which is very neutrally decorated and quite cosy. A good sized television and very well equipped. We also have a well equipped kitchen, which includes a dishwasher, so if you are cooking you won't have to do so much washing up. I think it looks very nice as well. The dining area then is open into the stairway to the upstairs, and you can see there are some double doors out to the outside area as well. The main bedroom is a good size with an ensuite bathroom, and we also have double doors looking out onto the pool terrace, which we will get to shortly. So there is a second bedroom which has some bunk beds in it, but of course you won't be needing use of that one. And the third bedroom, if you preferred it, with a double bed, also very beautifully decorated. This one comes with its own patio area if you did want to enjoy some sun there. Then we have the main bathroom. I think this is very well equipped with a good shower. Very nice size walk-in shower there for those long warm showers. No bath, so if you do like to take baths, that is something to consider. Then this is the back garden with the pool, so you have some sun lounges as well to make the most of the gorgeous Madeiran sun. Very, very lush gardens, they're very green, very well maintained. And you do also have a patio area overlooking the sea for some outside dining. So it looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it? I can imagine waking up there in the mornings, having a nice breakfast, nice drink, looking out over the ocean, completely unspoiled view. Would be so relaxing, wouldn't it? Exactly that. Okay. And then finally we are looking at the pool. And this is really the star of the show, I think. So this is a true infinity pool with unspoiled views when you are in it. You have seating around the pool, you have sun lounges around the pool, and then the pool itself, which again is a very good size for the area, exclusive to the guests of this villa, and has unspoiled views looking out across the ocean. I think it really is quite spectacular. What do you think? Really like that one. So that is only about a 30-minute drive from the airport. It is in quite a quiet location. There are a couple of shops around and a couple of smaller cafes, but you would need to drive perhaps 10 or 15 minutes to get somewhere with more options for shops and restaurants. Not a problem? Good, okay. So one final option for you then is this one. So it's a very, very modern building, very interesting architecture, but it does also come with this absolutely beautiful infinity pool. We have a hammock outside and an outside dining table, lovely gardens, and you can see the interior of the property is very, very modern, very stylish and very clean. lovely island there in the kitchen, so even if you are eating inside, you're going to feel perfectly comfortable. And the bedrooms are simple but well kept and neutrally decorated. The bathroom has an overhead rain shower. Overall, I think this has a really nice vibe to it. Feels very, very modern. It also has the benefit of being in one of the sunniest parts of the island, where you are almost always guaranteed sun every single day. And as you can see, if you are a little bit of a gym fanatic, you can still work out whilst you are on holiday, so that is something to consider if it's important to you. Perhaps something your partner would enjoy, yes. Lovely. So you can see as well there is some night lighting for the pool, so you can use it day and night. This one is heated, and again there is a small fee for it to be heated on a daily basis, but I think probably worth it. It looks absolutely beautiful, doesn't it? Yes. Very good. Okay. What did you think of those properties and that location? So the second one is closest to the man-made beach that I mentioned. Yes, you would still need to hire a car, but we do recommend hiring a car in any case as the best way to get around the island and see all of the beautiful sights it has on offer. Of course, that's something I can organise for you as well. Yes. So would you like me to go ahead and book any of those for your holiday? Or would you like to look at some other destinations or some other properties? What are you thinking? The second property. Of course I can, yeah. Okay, so I will book that as a package for you for the flight and the villa. And because you are booking through ASMR Treasury's tingletastic travel agency, we will also include your travel insurance free of charge today. Can I please have an email address from you? Very good, okay. So what I'm going to do is get those properties and those flights reserved. I will send through email confirmation to you, which will have a link where you can send payment. You will then receive a second email where you're going to need to click the link to fill in all of your passport details and those kinds of things. That's it. Once that is done, I will send you one final email which will contain a brochure listing all the details you need, and that brochure will include all of my recommendations for you in terms of activities, sightseeing spots, beaches, restaurants, any of those kinds of things that I think might be of interest to you whilst you are on holiday in Madeira. Okay? Good. If you would like me to organise some activities for you, or perhaps boat trips, something like that, of course I am more than happy you some time to do a little bit of research of your own about the island, about some of the things you might enjoy, and then we can catch up if you'd like to, for me to book anything else. Okay? Lovely. Well, I'm super excited for you to have this next holiday and this adventure, and to hear from you about how it went. So I will catch up with you very soon,